Okay, let's do this thing. Probably late on this anyways, but hello and welcome to my Friday Night Smackdown review, live from Greenville, South Carolina, as we now head on to the Clash of the Castle. I guess I should be saying, how is this first episode of, well, maybe not first, maybe second, whatever you want to call it, Smackdown, as some would say, in the whole Triple H era, apparently, and whatnot. We kicked off the show with the Bloodline arriving to the building. They basically played a lot of recaps from SummerSlam, especially for the one with Corbin and Pat McAfee, which Pat McAfee continued to talk about how he kicked, Corbin in the balls, and he said he'd never been more proud of himself. Corbin was watching backstage, but everybody started laughing at him, and Ricochet, Ricochet was saying, Carmen, it's a beautiful thing and whatnot, but Corbin said, why don't you wipe that smile off your face? Ricochet, you can come try. I'll challenge you in the ring right now to open up SmackDown. And then, they showed, I think, McAfee, I guess he had like a extra sketch or like a, an iPad doodle there to draw stuff on the Corbin's face, then to kick off the show. Corbin went against Ricochet in, which honestly the fans started chanting for Pat McAfee during this match. And, I was talking with me and my friend Steven, because he did say he hasn't watched SmackDown in a very long time, and he watched it. Because, one thing you could say, I guess, Triple H, and I think I've said this before, the whole black and gold thing, if you want to agree with me in that, I wonder how Triple H will try to repush Ricochet and everything, because, there's a guy, I guess, that needs a lot of fixing if you want to go on from there. So I would not be surprised if Ricochet does benefit off Triple H. Triple H knew what to do with him in NXT. I still think the guy can't talk. And then, like I said, my friend Steve said, it's a problem when Pat McAfee is the one being cheered. Here's the thing, Pat McAfee is over. Ricochet is not. They didn't like it when he did the shooting star press, but yeah, Ricochet just not over, okay? Next thing you know, they went to Sami Zayn, who was going to, Roman's door. Usos came out there. Jimmy was cool with, Sammy, but Jay didn't really kind of care that much. Wonder where Paul Heyman was at, but Paul, I guess, going to be gone for a few days since he got F5 by Brock at SummerSlam. But he wanted to speak with Reigns. Jay said, no, it ain't a good time right now. He said, just shoot a text and we'll come back to you, okay? Right after that, they show, what else they show? Shinsuke Nakamura coming out there. Recaps again, I guess, from the Attitude Era with Austin, dropping the giant crown of DX Express at the time, with all the McMahons and DX out there. Shinsuke went against Ludwig Kaiser, which I feel like I've seen this match like maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. But this time, if Shinsuke Nakamura wins, he will get a shot at the Intercontinental title for next week's SmackDown, which Nakamura did end up winning with the Kinshasa. Walter got in the ring then, and basically, Nakamura just looked at the title and told him to come on and whatnot, as they had a stare down. So at least Kaiser wasn't, chopped in his chest again and damn near killed out there, so good for him. Next, Kofi Kingston was in the back talking about Woods was not there right now. He's recuperating after with the new vicious Viking Raiders. They're going to continue to say that. Took him out last week, and they said New Day, Kofi's going to get some payback. Sammy was back again at their locker room, and, Sammy, wanted to, what about that text? Why don't you get? Jimmy said, we're just about to get to you. And, Paul takes care of everything, just trying to make sure everything is good. And, I can take care of that, but and everything, it's not my job, but I can help out. But, the entrance, go do that, and we'll come back to you. So Sammy's still trying to get in, good cahoots with Roman and, the whole bloodline and stuff. Liv Morgan was out there then. Basically, her arm had a brace on it. The fans chanted, "You tapped out." Next thing you know, she said, "Oh, okay, man, I appreciate y'all calling me out of my shit," which they did bleep out. She did tap out and whatnot. And, Rousey's shoulders were on there, on the ground and stuff. Sonya Deville came out there and basically said she wants a shot at Clash at the Castle, since they're about to do this gauntlet match with 6 other women from SmackDown. I know Deville ended up beating Aaliyah first, and then Raquel came out there, Gonzalez. She ended up going through, Deville, then Shotzi Blackheart, then Xia Li, and then Natalia. So, Raquel went through, 4 people, I believe, at that point. And then it was against Shayna Baszler in the end. But Baszler, which I kind of figured was going to happen, Raquel goes through everybody, and then, Baszler gets the win, and, just kind of, doing like a bridge pin and whatnot. So it will be Baszler and Liv Morgan for the title and whatnot. So, Gonzalez looked good here, and I guess they don't want to put the title on her now or go for the match at Clash the Castle. They probably want to save it for another show. Baszler, at least she's getting something, because Baszler they have literally nothing for Baszler there half the time, or she's just getting squashed. So there you go. She got something, so at least she's getting a title shot now. Sami Zayn was back at Reigns' locker room, which the Usos came out again. Zayn says everything's ready, it's all good and stuff. And, I want to talk to Reigns, but Jimmy says it's not going to happen, okay? Not right now. And, Zayn says, no, I'm a part of the team and that. And Jay says, no, until you start pulling your weight around here, okay? Because he got 2 titles, we got 4 titles. Until you get something around you, you can't, either you start pulling some weight around here, or you're going to better take that T-shirt off. Or we're going to make you take that T-shirt off. And then they walked off as Sammy looked very nervous then. The Viking Raiders killed these 2 job guys. I think one name was Mulkey. It was like the Mulkey brothers, if I'm not mistaken. It was back in the NWA. But, they killed those guys. Kofi Kingston came out and hit the Viking Raiders with a kendo stick then. And right after Kofi went against Eric, which ended up rolling him up then. And Kofi just basically, he rolled up and just got out of there and after that. So, the Raiders, they don't really take a lot of L's right now, but they got like a surprise win by Kofi right here by roll-up, so we'll see what goes on with that. Monday, I guess they're going to determine new women's tag team. Oh, now all of a sudden they want to do this tournament. And listen, I'm going to say this right. I guess the rumor of Sasha and Naomi will be back now because people thought they were going to be back tonight, but honestly, they're currently here in Chicago, I'm sure, right now because the C2E2 Comic-Con thing is supposed to happen. I know they will be at Comic-Con for both Saturday and Sunday. So will they show up on Raw? Possibly. And honestly, it would not surprise me if they just showed back up at this point. Because, honestly, I stopped caring about the whole story with Naomi and Sasha. You didn't really hear that much about Naomi, but, the whole Sasha-Naomi thing, I just kind of stopped caring after a while. I was like, either WWE says they gone, either say they gone or don't say they gone. Like, just say they released the night. Just stop saying, we took them off this, we took them off that, we took them off this. I've already spoke about, them walking out of the company, which, I can understand why, but then again, I can see why from the whole unprofessional standpoint, too, and whatnot. And, it's many ways to look at it, but, I'm not going to be surprised if they just come back and say, hey, we're still the champions and whatnot, because we come on, like, we all kind of knew they were going to come back anyways. It's just now that, Vince is technically not there for the time being in Triple H, they're going to listen to Triple H. They're going to go back to him, and, they weren't going to go deal with Vince, and now they're like, hey, Triple H is there, so now it's all easy to deal with him all of a sudden. So it would not surprise me if they end up showing back out on Monday. You want to do this tournament finally? They finally came. We'll just throw some random teams together again. We'll see what happens. But it would not surprise me if Sasha and Naomi come back by Monday. Okay, so, once I heard about rumors of them coming back, I'm like, I would not be surprised if they come back at Monday, Friday, at any time. I'm sure they'll be back soon. But I think after this Comic-Con thing, I think they will probably be back Monday. I could be wrong, but we'll see. The Bloodline came out then as, Roman talked about up at SummerSlam. So he hates Brock Lesnar, but he respects Brock Lesnar. But he still hates Brock Lesnar. He tried to kill the wise man, and he doesn't know when Heyman will be back. Next thing you know, he takes that 5 through a table. He got to go to the hospital, but he wants to send his prayers to the wise man. Drew McIntyre came out then and talked about, he's going to take the Bloodline apart and take Roman out to Clash the Castle. Next thing you know, Killer Kross, his music hit. Him and Scarlett, I guess I should be saying Karrion Kross again now, and Scarlett Bordeaux end up attacking McIntyre then outside, and, I think put him into the cross jacket and stuff. Scarlett had the hourglass, looking at the Bloodline again, saying, tick-tock, and whatnot. So I am not surprised Killer Kross is back there. I'm not surprised one bit. I figured he would be back. And yes, he did get a bad hand on once he was moved to the main roster. I thought it was weird at the time when he was moved up to the main roster while he was the NXT champion. And yes, the whole Jeff Hardy thing, but even he shouldn't have been losing on there to Jeff Hardy, but then I didn't really care at the time because Jeff Hardy had no more words back. And then they didn't put Scarlett with him, and then they took a lot of stuff away, and I think it was just Kross then. They gave him that weird, like, shredder mask and stuff. So, and come on, Triple H loved this guy in NXT. They pushed him to the fucking moon in NXT, okay? He was the champion very fast. Some people think he was the start of the downfall for NXT because some will go back to the Adam Cole promo and everything. And there's some people I know that like Kross a lot and don't, really see it at the same time, or why Triple H is so enamored with him. I didn't really like at the time that Keith Lee was a transitional champion to Killer Kross and whatnot, because I'm like, wow, Keith Lee just got the belt, now he immediately lost it. He was going to the main roster, but I'm like, well, he was a transitional champion. At that time, I thought the Giants were going to be taken back over with NXT, especially with Keith Lee and Kross and Dijak and others, but that did not happen. And, I guess, booking and stuff, but I thought that was going to happen at the time. But I'm not surprised Killer Kross is back there. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of these guys, and I've said before, a lot of them for the black and gold era will be back. If people thought Kross was going to AEW, but, hey, Kross is back in WWE now. Triple H loves him a lot. We saw that in NXT. They pushed him very fast. I'm not saying they're going to push him to the moon again right now, but I believe he will be a big player on the main roster with, the old Triple H booking and whatnot. He'll be fine. I think Kross will be fine. He'll be okay. He will look strong. Like I said, I don't think... Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Why bring him back now? To attack Drew? Because Drew's going for the title. So, obviously, now, Drew's obviously going to get screwed out of the belt at Clash at the Castle, right? Now, if they say Kross for the Clash at the Castle show, that would have been a bigger surprise in a way. Because then it's like, hey, Drew McIntyre almost wins it, but then, Kross shows up and attacks him then, and, ref doesn't see it, and Roman still wins and costs Drew the match. But now, since he is already back here and has attacked Drew right now, doesn't that obviously give it away that Drew will not most likely win the title at Clash at the Castle now? And, Kross will screw him. So, what does that really tell you, in a way? Just think about that scenario for a second. Because I'm like, wouldn't it have been better just to wait to bring Kross back? Because Kross, like I said, after, I guess, because I think Kross, I don't know if it was his last indie match, but the last time I even saw Kross on TV was at the, Ric Flair last match thing and whatnot. So, now he is back in WWE. Him and Scarlett back in WWE. They're back to being a package deal. So, we'll see what happens. But, he will be okay. He's got Triple H in his corner, so he is okay. I don't want to say all these black and gold guys are going to get pushed to the moon, but they're going to be in a very good spot. We've already seen that Monday with Tommaso Ciampa and, giving him those wins on Monday and stuff. So will more keep showing back up? Most likely. Do I think a lot of people are going to jump ship from AEW back to the WWE? Because a lot of those black and gold guys are in AEW right now? Possibly. I would think so. Maybe, maybe not. But I have a strong feeling they will. And I could be wrong. But, hey, we'll see what happens. Okay? But, yeah, that's my SmackDown review. Kross is back. It was a good episode. It wasn't bad. So, like I said, SmackDown was good. It had its parts in it. So, it was pretty... so enjoyable, but a lot of, for instance, a lot of recaps, I guess he hasn't watched SmackDown in so long. I'm like, man, what's with all these recaps and commercials? Like, yeah, you get a lot of that on SmackDown, okay? So, there you go. But other than that, hey, maybe we'll see what happens in the ratings. I think they'll be high this week, but I don't know about next week, but we'll see what happens then. Other than that, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, @HoodandKnight890. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.